Hello, you are welcome. Now I have a question here on circle geometry. It says find angles P and T below. Now let's see how we can find these two angles here. Looking at this angle, this is 35 degrees. With respect to this triangle, let's analyze this triangle. Now, if you look at this triangle, I have this distance from the center to the circumference as the radius of the circle. Don't forget the distance from center to circumference is radius. Then I also have distance from center here to the circumference as radius. So this line is a radius and this line is also a radius. That means these two lines are equal. So because these two lines are equal, it means that this triangle is an isosceles triangle, a triangle with two equal sides. And the theorem for isosceles triangle says that the base angle of an isosceles triangle are equal. So this 35 is a base angle of the isosceles triangle. So this angle here, from this line here, this angle down to this line will also be 35 degrees because the base angle of an isosceles triangle are equal. So now, with respect to this triangle now, let's label this angle as angle X. Let me call this angle X. So using this complete triangle now, you agree with me that angle X plus this 35 and this 35 all together give us the sum of angle in a triangle. And that is equal to 180 because sum of angle in a triangle is 180. So that X plus 70, that's 35 plus 35 is 70, is equal to 180. And so we can obtain X to be equal to this 180 here. When this positive 70 comes to this side, it becomes negative 70. So that X will be equal to 180 minus 70 is 110 degrees. So the value of X here is 110 degrees. Now look at this larger triangle that goes to the circumference here. With respect to these points, I'm using this point now and also this point. This line from here move down or up to the circumference of the circle, and then from this same point, this line moves up to the circumference of the circle, and the two lines form this angle P that I have here at the circumference of the circle. Now, similarly, from these same 2 points, we have this line moving to the center of the circle, and this line moving to the center of the circle to form angle X here. So in a situation where you have lines coming from the same point and a pair goes to the circumference to form an angle, which is this P here, and another pair of lines go to the center of the circle to form another angle, which is the X that we have here, then you agree with me that the theorem says that angle at the center is equal to twice that at the circumference. So don't forget, when they are coming from the same point, we have one formed at the circumference and one formed at the center. Then we agree that the theorem says angle at the center is equal to twice angle at the circumference. So P is angle at the circumference. So twice angle at the circumference, which is twice P. Twice P means 2 times P, will be equal to the angle at the center, which is this X. And we already know the value of X as 110. So for me to get P now, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I divide this by 2. So that 2 will cancel 2. And then I'll be left with angle P on this side. And that will give me P is equal to 110 divided by 2 will give me 55. So angle P is 55 degrees. So now that we have P, let's move on to see how we can find angle T. Now, from the diagram. So if you look at this, I have a cyclic quadrilateral here. A cyclic quadrilateral is a quadrilateral with its edges or its angles at the circumference of a circle. So let me label this cyclic quadrilateral as A, B, C, and D. So quadrilateral A, B, C, and D. Now, looking at this quadrilateral, you agree with me that this angle is opposite to this angle of the quadrilateral, and this complete angle here is opposite to this angle of the quadrilateral. So the theorem there says that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are complementary. Don't forget, complementary means they add up to 180 degrees. So these two angles here, that is this full angle of this quadrilateral and this other complete angle here at D, together are complementary. That means they add up to 180 degrees. So now let's take the angles one after the other. P, we already know P as 55 degrees. So I'm going to write P, which is 55, plus this 20 degree that is here already, plus 20. So P plus 20 will give us this complete angle here of this quadrilateral. So I now have this complete angle as 55 plus 20. And then added to the opposite angle. The opposite angle here is 35, which is this part, and this value T. That will give us the complete opposite angle here. That is 35 plus the value of T is the complete angle here. So 35 plus T. And because they are supplementary means the two angles add up to 180 degrees. So I'll say it's equal to 180 degrees. Then now I can solve for that. 55 plus 20 is 75. 75 plus 35 is 110. So 110, that is the sum of these three is 110 plus T. Angle T is equal to 180 degrees. Then from there, I can make angle T the subject of the formula. So that will give me T, which is on this side, is equal to 180, which is already on the right. Then this is positive 110. If it crosses to the right, it becomes negative 110. So 180 minus 110 will give me angle T as 70 degrees. And that is the answer. So I have angle P as 55 degrees and then angle T as 70 degrees. And those are the final answers in the question. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment so that others can also learn from it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.